you cannot.
Well, hope springs eternal, doctor, but I've been waiting 50 years and it's not happened yet.
Right.
So.
Yep. Sometimes you just have to turn around and step back, and keep butting your head in the constant same direction.
Never give up. I'll never give up until I draw my last breath. But
I hear you.
There's an element of futility creeps in, and you just wonder, what the heck is it worth? Well, it's worth it, but we're not getting anywhere. Or we take one step forward and then another step back. And anyway, we have to deal with the realities as they exist today, and we have to cope with every new ridiculous edict the government comes up with and try to get around it or whatever. That's why they have good lawyers, or they never come up with anything that there isn't some way around if you don't, if you can figure it out. So.
Right. Yeah, we'll take our small victories one day at a time, right?
Yes, sir. We certainly will.
So
I fully expect that they'll come banging on our door sooner or later as we keep helping more and more people. And, we're almost at our millionth box that we sold in the last 5.5 years, and that's going to raise some. Well, actually, we don't broadcast. Well, I just did broadcast, but we don't advertise that. And so we're helping a whole lot of people. If you would read some of our testimonials, you'd sit and cry. You'd need a box of tissues.
Oh, I read them all the time. Yeah, they come in, at Healthy Goods all the time. Testimonials coming in on Lypospheric C.
All people want, doctor, is a chance to be pain-free, to be symptom-free, to live a good life. Why do we have to fill the coffers of Big Pharma just because they want to give us a new petroleum-based drug or whatever it is they come up with, when there are other methods? I mean, they've sworn an oath to help and not hurt people.
Yep.
What are they killing every year? 300,000 Americans?
More than that.
With prescription drugs? I mean, they're not supposed to do any harm. And yet you have the most reactionary group of people that you could possibly think of, where they'd rather see you die than use something that isn't in there, isn't approved. That just happened in New Zealand. I don't know if you're aware of that 60-minute show that showed the guy with the swine flu, and he was at death's door, and the doctors wouldn't give him. The family wanted to give him IVC, and they refused. They had to get an attorney, and they finally gave him the IVC. And he's now back on the swarm, and they were going to pull the plug on him. He was 3 hours away from death. Because, of course, vitamin C cures swine flu. All you have to do is give them enough. And now malaria. You got Bill Gates out there with $1 billion.
Oh, geez.
Donated to cure malaria. Well, a few doses of vitamin C will take care of all malaria.
Yeah.
We cured dengue fever in Colombia just last year. 7 packets cured a woman with dengue fever. We have that. I have all the documentation on it. And it's so ridiculous, they just won't try it. It's just unbelievable.
No, there's no money in it.
There's no money in it. So.
Yeah. And people really like to be empowered, too, and that's the other thing. If they can take a product that is really effective and it works for them, they feel like they took the initiative, instead of being a passive bystander.
How they could watch a human being die, knowing full well the crap they gave them, forgive my language, isn't helping. How they can do that? What type of how do you steel yourself for that? How do they do it? I don't understand it.
I don't know how they sleep at night either. I just don't get it. I don't get it. But there is another good point too, is I've more medical conventions I'm attending, the more I'm realizing that I'm becoming not. I guess I'm
not the pariah you once were.
Well, yeah, and I'm more of a minority now. There's not that many naturopathic physicians in some of these conferences, and they're all MDs in the functional medicine, arena, or the orthomolecular arena, or the environmental medicine, or it's really cool to see.
Well, we belong to ACAM and we belong to A4M, and we show up and exhibit at all their conventions, and those are medical doctors, and there are thousands and thousands of them that understand exactly what we're doing and what others are doing in this field, and they embrace it and introduce it into their practice. They may not make a big deal of it because they've got their own county medical association.
Yeah, they get in trouble.
Colleagues, get in trouble. But you ought to attend one of those alternative methods. Well, you're telling me you are.
Yeah, I am, yeah.
and it's very heartening. In fact, of the 1,000 some odd distributors we have, maybe 500 or 600, closer to 600 are MDs, and they use a high dose vitamin C. I could tell you stories about personality stars. You talk about Beverly Hills. I can name a hospital where the first thing they do in gastro is give them our product, and they don't make a big thing about it, but So we're making inroads, slow but sure. But if they came and arrested us and put us in prison, they would be the last ones to stand up, because they're not going to say anything. They're not going to jeopardize. They're going to use what they know, as long as it doesn't, hurt them. So that's the story there.
Okay.
Boy, I'm saying things maybe I shouldn't say over here. But I hope you have an understanding audience.
Very, very understanding.
Okay.
So,
okay, my friend, what else can I tell you?
Well, I think that's it, Les. I think we covered a lot, and I think it was a pretty good discussion, and appreciate your time and appreciate your.
No, I appreciate you giving, letting me vent a little bit, and maybe somebody out there is listening, and I would invite everybody to write down this website. It's Livon Labs, LIVON Labs.com. Take a look, and you'll see what we have. If you're interested, fine. If not, I understand. But if you could, let me say that, I appreciate that.
Yeah, you bet. It's in there.
Okay.